We've received a distress call from Oracle. The entire downtown area is in chaos, and even the Clocktower has become compromised. We can't afford to lose the information network she has access to. Not with everything that is going on. We have to get down there, secure the area, and take back the tower.
Batman, can you hear me? All heroes need to end a round in the Clocktower, with no enemies inside. Taking the red keycards allow the red doors to be open. The blue keycard lets you get in through the blue doors, and the green opens the Clocktower. The cards will net you 5 experience each, but be careful, Bruce. The blue and green cards have security alarms that will activate the blue and green spawns respectively. Hurry, I can hear something down below.
Hi, this is my playthrough of Mission 3 Clocktower for DCeased Gotham City Outbreak, a Zombicide game. We start with the player phase where each hero gains 1 power, and we'll begin with Batman. In an effort to clear the way for others, Batman will spend his 3 actions: moving, opening the door, and attacking. The first time a door is opened for any building, enemies will spawn on all of the exclamation mark zones. In this case, 2 walkers because all heroes are at the blue experience level. Batman will attack with his batarangs. They have a range of 0 to 1 zone. He rolls 2 dice and scores hits on 3s or higher. 1 hit, 1 walker, 1 experience point. Heroes get 3 actions a turn. Ivy will use 1 to move, her second to attack, rolling 3 dice looking for 4s or higher. Scoring 1 hit with her lashing vines, she clears the way to the objective. She'll spend a power to use her Vine Grab ability, which lets her move someone, and she'll bring Batgirl closer to the objective. Her final action is to move up and be the first line of defense against the oncoming hordes. Batgirl will move up to take the objective. I do make a mistake here, on the first round no less. Taking equipment would require a 4th action. Future turns, Harley will sacrifice 2 actions, which could have been used to open the door for Batgirl on her next turn, so nothing would have changed overall, everything would have mapped out. Plus, Batgirl draws the worst equipment card, spawning a walker in her zone. She does get a ranged attack though, with the batarangs. Harley will head for the second red objective so we can start opening the red doors. This is risky because if a runner spawns inside the building, it would kill the bystander that's sheltering in here. We want to be careful with Harley. Taking the objective nets 5 experience, like we saw with Batgirl. But if Harley gets the 5 XP and 2 more from killing the walkers that just spawned, she'll level up to yellow and increase our spawns in the process. Opening the door reveals the bystander, Gotham's finest gray area cop, Harvey Bullock, who lets you discard a heroic trait to add 2 dice to a roll. And with that, we finish the player phase and move on to the enemy phase. The enemy phase includes actions and then spawning. Because Batgirl shares a space with a walker, she will take 1 wound from its attack. These walkers have line of sight of Harvey, so they will move in. Harvey can't move because he shares the zone with enemies, so we move on to spawning. 3 walkers for the first zone, and 2 runners for the second. And on to the next player phase. We're not in bad shape. Ivy and Batman will hold the line in the middle, while Harley and Batgirl clear up the enemies and grab the last red keycard, so we can open the red doors to grab the blue keycard. Again, the start of the player phase has us ready each character and power them up by 1. Batgirl, going first, will attack the walker in her zone with martial arts, looking for at least a 3, and she gets it. Then she'll open the door and move out. Harley next, she'll move in for her first action, attack with her mallet, looking for 4s or higher. She kills them both and moves into the next room, hoping to grab the red keycard next round. Ivy, looking to squash problems before they can become a problem, will boldly charge at the runners and take them out with her vines, looking for 4s or higher. She'll then move back to perch atop the bat signal. Batman will move up 1. He could go for the walkers here, but they're not a huge issue right now, so he'll power up. and draw a heroic trait card. Enemy movement is simple. The walkers move forward, and Harvey runs to Batgirl. Moving on to the spawning, we start with a crushing charge, which moves the brutes and causes heroes in the same zone to discard or gain a wound. The next spawn is the Horde card, which spawns at your current level and all prior levels. Since we're at blue, it's just 4 walkers. And that ends the second enemy phase. Nothing is too crazy right now. Holding the heroes back at blue has helped us get in a good position to kick things off with the blue doors. Harley moves first. She'll claim the objective and it's 5 XP, which brings her to the yellow level. This gets her a 4th action, which she'll use to move up to the red door. Batgirl will move up and open the red door, causing a spawn. It was late when I played. Batgirl rescued Harvey when she shouldn't have, but Harley will even it out later. And we have our first zombie villain lurking inside with 3 walkers, since we're in yellow now. And the zombie hero is... The second spawn is this enraged charge, which spawns walkers and then allows all of them to move. If any walkers make it to a hero's zone, then one of them decides to become a runner. I forgot to spawn the bystander, but I'll address that later. It could have required a huge amount of backtracking, but luckily it didn't matter. Batgirl will throw a batarang into the building. She'll power up the attack, spending 3 power to gain 3 extra dice, looking for 3s or higher. Eliminating 2 walkers puts her in yellow, granting her a 4th action. She'll throw her batarang again without powering up, rolling 2 dice, looking for 3 or higher, killing them both. Ivy here powers up for 2, then spins 2 to add 2 dice to her lashing vines, rolling 5 and looking for 4s or higher, clearing her zone. Ivy is still in blue, so she only has 1 more action. She'll vine grab Batman and toss him towards the Joker, and spend her 3rd action attacking the Brute, needing at least 2 hits to take him out. And she scores the 2 hits, taking out the toughness 2 Brute. Taking it out puts Ivy in yellow and grants her another action, which she'll use to turn the fury of her plants on the crowd of walkers. In hindsight, she probably should have attacked the walkers first to get a better chance at leveling up. Batman's turn, he'll throw his batarangs into the building, first using his bat gadgets, which lets him spend a power to eliminate a walker. Looking for 3s or more, Batman clips the doorframe with his batarangs, missing both, but he'll try again, eliminating them both. Batman has 1 more action, but moving in would let the Joker get to him, and there's no point powering up right now. I could have drawn a heroic trait card, but instead we'll just hang outside the door. Enemy movement is straightforward. The walkers move to Ivy, and Joker runs in to confront Harley and Batman. His special ability does spawn a runner in this square. For spawning, we will spawn 6 runners across the 2 red spawns, which is particularly bad. Gotham City Outbreak only contains 10 each of runners and brutes. With Joker spawning runners at the end of his turn, it is very likely we'll run out of runners, which is very often a game ender. Our heroes will need to focus on eliminating as many of them as possible. Batman's focus is on the Clown Prince of Crime. He'll spend 4 power to add 4 dice to his battering attack, looking for 3s or higher, hoping to get at least 4 hits to clear the zone. Landing all 4 hits is enough to clear the zone, and Batman will get 4 experience, 1 from the runner and 3 to match Joker's toughness, taking him into yellow. Batman's 2nd and 3rd actions are to move in. Taking the objective now will cause the blue spawn to become active, and we don't have any heroes near the blue doors, so Batman will take the equipment for now, finding his grapnel, which lets him move with a power, ignoring enemies. At this point I realized I forgot the bystander. Luckily, or unluckily, we were too late and it's just a walker. The walker rush that happened during the spawn wouldn't have affected him, so he would have moved here. If it were an actual bystander, the Joker would have killed them, and I'd have to go back and replay a bit, so we definitely lucked out. Red's turn, she'll be attacking twice, looking for 4s or higher. She'll use her vine grab ability on Batgirl to bring her closer. Then she'll power up and draw a heroic trait card. Batgirl, hoping to clear out the runners, will move, power up, and then spin that power. 4 dice, looking for 3s or higher. The runners are just too fast, and now Batgirl needs to kill them, otherwise they will be attacking her. Rolling again, and she succeeds. Harley will move 1 and draw a heroic trait. It would be dangerous for her to go after the other runners at the spawn point. She'd only have 1 attack, and if she didn't kill them all, they'd be doing 2 damage each, so she'll hang out with Ivy. The runners will run to Harley and Ivy, and the Forgotten Walker will shamble up to Batman. Onto the spawning phase. 3 brutes will spawn and rush Batgirl. And at the second spawn, we have a suppressive charge, where all runners get a free 2 moves, and they'll reduce power of any hero in their zone. And this will affect both Ivy and Harley. On to the next player phase. Again, heroes gain a power for free at the start. Ivy here will power up additionally and spend some of it to roll 5 dice, hitting on 4s. The runners dodge her vines, with only 1 falling. Ivy will attack again, and drag only 1 down. Ivy starts to tire as her 3rd attack again only hits 1, but her friend Harley is right there to attack that last runner for Ivy. Harley's second action is to move in to support Batgirl. She'll use her special ability and bonk a brute on the head, spending a power to eliminate it for free. Her third action will be an attack on these 2 brutes. They have toughness 2, so she needs 4 hits to eliminate them. She'll spend 2 power to roll 5 dice, looking for 4s. With only 1 hit, we'll discard her heroic trait card, which allows for a reroll of all the misses, resulting in 3 hits. Enough to kill 1 brute, but the 3rd hit is wasted. Harley's final action will be another attack, again needing 2 hits to kill the brute. Batman's first action will be to take the blue keycard, netting him 5 experience points, and this allows the blue doors to be opened so we can grab the green keycards to get into the Clocktower. His second action will be an attack to clear the walker, then he'll move out. He doesn't want to be so close to the spawn, so he'll also spend a power to grapple next to Ivy. Batgirl's turn, she'll kick down the door, causing a spawn inside the building. We have a super zombie accompanied by walkers, in this case, Killer Croc. And lastly, we have a brute. And of course, once again, I forgot to reveal the bystanders, but it won't matter too much. Batgirl's second action will be to power up. She's going to attempt a ranged attack to get rid of Croc, so she'll draw a heroic trait card and discard it to utilize Harvey Bullock's ability. In addition to spending 4 power, she'll be rolling 8 dice looking for 3s or higher. I need to roll 2 more dice, so I'll just roll the misses. And with 5 total hits, that's enough to take out Croc and a walker. Croc was a toughness 4, so he'll be worth 4 experience, putting Batgirl ever closer to orange. And onto the enemy phase. Our heroes have done a good job of horde management. Nothing seems too overwhelming at the moment. For enemy movement, the walker will move to Batgirl and Harvey, and the brute will enter the hallway. Now time to spawn. 4 walkers on the first spawn, 4 walkers on the second spawn, and now our blue spawn is active, and it will spawn a zombie hero and 2 runners. In this case, the Huntress, who has a ranged attack. Batman will grapple over to take Huntress down. His first action will be to power up and then spend all that power to roll 5 dice, looking for 3s or higher. Huntress was a toughness 3, so 5 hits is enough to take down Huntress and 2 walkers. This gives Batman 5 XP, which puts him into orange. Being in orange grants a powerful ability, but comes with a price. We'll now be spawning at the orange level. Batman's third action is to move, and his fourth action will be to toss a batarang at the walkers, killing 1. At this point I remembered the bystanders, so we'll spawn in Lucius Fox and Carmine Falcone. Harley's first action is to move in and spend a power to bonk the brute on the head for free. Then she'll move in and grab the objective and the equipment for her final actions. Batgirl's turn, she's ready to attack, throwing batarangs twice. Then she'll regroup with the others away from the spawn point and power up. Ivy, fearless as always, will move forward, attack twice, killing 2 enemies and a few others that shambled off screen. This powers her up to orange, then she'll rejoin the group in the center. The one remaining walker will move. The bystander should have moved as well, but ultimately it won't matter, and I'll move them soon. Moving on to spawning, all zones are active and we are in the orange level, spawning 3 runners here, 6 walkers, which will activate, 3 brutes, and 4 brutes. There are 10 brutes in total and 6 of them are on the board, so there's a good chance they'll be getting a few extra activations if not dealt with. And as promised, the bystanders move. The board is looking very congested, and being in the orange level, things are only going to get worse. Right now, our heroes are thinking of tricking the anti-life virus with the bat signal and making a mad dash for the back door of the clock tower to buy us time. Strong chance Harley might have to fend for herself.
Something tells me a whole lot of people are about to die.
Batman's first action will be to activate the bat signal. This gives each hero a power and a heroic trait. The signal also counts as a hero for the enemy phase, drawing the horde to it, which will be very useful for our escape. Batman gets hold them back, Batgirl gets stand your ground, take the lead goes to Ivy, and empowered strike goes to Harley. Batman spends a power on his bat gadgets to eliminate the walker for free. His second action is to move, third to attack, and his fourth, dive into the horde. He will then spend another power to grapnel over to the door. Batgirl will move, spend 2 power to toss batarangs at the runners, looking for 3 or more, eliminating them all. Then she'll join Bruce at the back door of the clock tower. Ivy will follow behind, but first she uses her overgrowth ability, which allows her to spend a power to roll 1 die for each horde zombie in a zone. So for this attack, she'll roll 6 dice, looking for 4s or more. She'll then hightail it out of there to join the others. Harley, seeing Ivy run past the door, will push Lucius and Carmine out of her way to join the others, discarding her utility belt to hold them back, in case we need her to stop the horde from piling into the clock tower, preventing us from winning. In this movement phase, the benefit of the bat signal really shines, as all the zombies will move towards it and not towards the heroes. And I've edited this to make it look like I didn't forget to move the bystanders. For spawning, we draw this lovely anti-life pulse, which spawns a super zombie that moves and causes us to lose power and a trait. The super zombie in this case is Catwoman.
I have a thing about storage.
We'll spawn in our zone because our heroes have equipment. And then I'll go ahead and power down the heroes, discarding a heroic trait from each. Batman's orange always prepared ability lets him perform an action when a zombie hero appears. There's no way he's taking down Catwoman, so he'll power up instead. And we'll continue the rest of the spawn, again at the orange level. At this point, extra activations are almost guaranteed. The bat signal is shining bright so it can distract the horde for another round. A huge concern now are the spawns inside the clock tower. Half the runners are at the blue spawn, and too many runner spawns once we open the door could potentially kill some of our heroes. Again, 2 dead heroes is a game over. This is hopefully the final round of the game. The plan is to kill Catwoman, open the door, kill whatever's inside, hop on in, and keep Harley at the door with her hold them back heroic trait card. We win when we end a round in the clock tower with no enemies inside, so we need to keep the horde shambling towards the bat signal out of the clock tower, but that will largely depend on the extra activations. Batman will deal with Catwoman. He'll spend 2 power to roll 4 dice, looking for 3s or higher. Rolling 4 hits, that's enough to defeat Catwoman. Batman's second action will be to open the door, and now we spawn inside the clock tower. Spawning 6 walkers that activate, and 4 runners. We lucked out with this spawn. Our heroes are now solely focused on clearing out these enemies in the clock tower. Batman, to maximize the number of attacks he can get, will grapnel into the clock tower with 1 power. Killing Selena has taken a bit of a toll on him. He whiffs the first attack and only gets 1 on the second. Harley will move in. She'll then spend 3 of her power, saving 1 in case she needs to hold them back, to roll 6 dice, looking for 4s or higher. She kills 4 walkers and gets the 5th one for free thanks to her bonk ability, clearing the zone. On Ivy's turn, she'll power up, move in, then she'll spend 2 of that power to roll 5 dice, looking for 4s or higher, hoping to take out the runners. Only killing 2, she'll attack again. And 1 runner remains. Everything falls on Batgirl now. Ivy will spend a power to vine grab Cassandra to move her in. Batgirl attacks, clearing the clock tower of its final enemy. Remembering the bystander needed to have been spawned, we bring out Alfred. He would have come after the zombie spawn, so he wouldn't have affected the walker rush that happened. Batgirl will end her turn rescuing Alfred. Rescuing Alfred gives Batgirl 1 equipment and 1 heroic trait. I probably shouldn't have done this. There are some heroic traits that spawn zombies which would prevent us from winning, but If we can end this round with no enemies in the clock tower, then we win. The bat signal falls to the walkers, and the rest of the horde will be attracted to Carmine and Lucius. The zombies on the green spawn are 4 zones away from our heroes, and only 3 away from the bystanders, so they will move towards them. And once again, I forgot the bystanders should have moved, but it won't matter. Now for the spawning, we're fully expecting some extra brute activations. Good luck to the bystanders. The horde card here spawns a runner, a brute, and 4 walkers. Again, we are out of brutes, so all brutes will get an action. On to the second of 4 spawns, and it's a zombie hero with brutes. The zombie hero cards have been reshuffled, and if we draw a Catwoman, she'll spawn with us in the clock tower, meaning we don't win this round. Luckily, it was the Huntress that managed to piece herself back together. The card did spawn some brutes, which means they'll get an extra activation, which means the death of Lucius and Carmine.
So did this my risk.
Yes, they should have moved out of that zone previously, but it won't matter, I'm afraid. Losing 2 bystanders means -2 power and discarding all heroic traits. Harley loses her ability to hold the line and keep the horde out of the clock tower, so it all comes down to the remaining spawns, starting with this brute rush, resulting in more brute activations. The 2 ways we would be prevented from winning right now would be spawning Catwoman or needing to spawn more than 5 runners. If runners get an extra activation, the runner at the first spawn zone can run inside the clock tower. And with that, the round will end with no enemies in the clock tower, and we win the game. Please consider leaving a like or subscribing, and let me know if you'd like to see more like this or what I can improve upon, like tips for lighting and cameras. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the playthrough entertaining.